I don't know what time this is supposed to begin. I don't know if it's supposed to start at 10:45 or 11. They are still married as of right now, Amy M. We don't know. Did that girl, is that the same lawyer? Did she dye her hair brown? Wait a minute. Is that the other objection sister? Wait a minute. Is that Shannon, the other objection sister? Jennifer's there. They're both there.
Psychopathy.
Oh my God. They're both there. Oh my God. Does she have a vest on or is she big? Yeah, the blonde attorney dyed her hair brown. Does Jennifer have a new lawyer? I'm confused here. Oh, they were all kissy in the beginning. They were sign languaging. I love you. I love you. Yeah, they got to face each other. Wow. Oh, we're getting some sound.
Stand up! All right, Spokane County Court is now in session. The Honorable Shirley Matthews presiding.
Dude, she got big. That's not the same lawyer. Jennifer has a different lawyer. Jennifer loves horses.
Psychopathy.
Your Honor, calling people
What you are
versus James
witnessing
Crumbley,
is
case number
real.
2227999FH. Calling people versus Jennifer Crumbley, case number 222799990FH.
Good morning, Your Honor. Marielle Lehman on behalf of James Crumbley.
Good morning.
Hi, Judge. Good morning. Anjali Prasad standing in for Shannon Smith today on behalf of Jennifer Crumbley.
Ah, standing in for Shannon Smith.
Karen McDonald on behalf of the people.
Thank you, Mark Keith, on behalf of the people.
Good morning. Well, you may be seated. My understanding is that we're here today pursuant to a motion filed by the prosecution with regard to potential client waiver form. The brief in support is labeled former client safeguards. And there was also a former client waiver form produced by the prosecution. Neither of the defendants objected to that form or to the contents of the brief. I then reached out to all parties and asked that each attorney on each case discuss what was in the prosecutor's brief with regard to former client safeguards, discuss any questions either the clients might have, and additionally talk about the former client waiver form and request that the clients sign that. So do we think that's been accomplished?
It has, Your Honor. I have spoken with Mr. Crumbley. He did sign the waiver, Your Honor.
Okay.
Same, Your Honor. Ms. Crumbley has signed the waiver.
All right. Well, I'm going to inquire of each of the defendants, the defendant in each case separately. All right.
Your Honor, is it okay if Mr. Crumbley sits because of the hearing device?
Yeah, I think that there's some, he gets some static if he moves.
Correct,
right?
Your Honor.
Mr. Crumbley, are you able to hear right now? I know that we've kept that device, so I know that that's helped you in the past.
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So I guess I'll start with you. Mr. Crumbley, could you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give as the truth so help you God?
I do.
All right. And would you state your full name?
James Robert Crumbley.
And Mr. Crumbley, have you been able to review the content of the motion filed by the prosecution with your attorney, Ms. Lehman?
The document?
Well, the
Yes.
the document and what it addresses.
Yes, I have.
And have you had the opportunity to discuss the issues raised in that document with your lawyer?
We have, there are no issues.
Okay. And do you understand the purpose behind the document?
Yes,
Okay. And do you need the opportunity to discuss that any further with your attorney?
I have.
Okay, you have discussed it with her.
I've discussed everything with my attorney and we're good.
Okay. The whole point of this is to not just protect your rights, but to address any potential appeals that would happen in the future. All right. It's obviously trying these cases is going to be monumental. It's going to take a lot of effort by everyone involved. So we would like to do it right. Right. So in order to protect your rights, I'm going to ask you all the questions on the former client waiver form and ask you to answer those. All right. Mr. Crumbley, can you tell me how old you are?
47.
Can you read, write, and understand the English language?
I can.
Could you hear and understand? Can you hear and understand me?
Yes, I can.
Could you hear and understand your attorney, Ms. Lane?
I could.
Are you satisfied with her advice?
What was that?
Satisfied.
Are you satisfied with Ms. Lehman's advice?
Yes.
And you understand you're charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter.
I understand them.
All right. And do you understand that you have the right to conflict-free representation?
I do.
Although there were formerly, there formerly was joint representation in this case, as you know. Do you understand that attorney Shannon Smith now only represents defendant Jennifer Crumbley?
Yes.
And you also understand that attorney Mariel Lehman now only represents you?
Yes.
Do you understand that your own interest and your co-defendant's interests may be or have already become materially adverse?
Yes.
Do you understand that both your attorney and your co-defendant's attorney have indicated there is now a conflict of interest between you and your co-defendant?
Yes.
Although there are now separate trials, do you understand that your co-defendant is a former client of your attorney?
Yes.
Do you understand that the duty of confidentiality continues after the client-lawyer relationship has terminated, which means that your attorney still must protect the confidentiality of privileged information provided by your co-defendant?
Yes.
Do you understand that given the duties owed to former clients, your attorney may be limited in their representation? For example, your attorney may not be able to use privileged information obtained from your co-defendant to further your own interests?
Yes.
Do you understand that these limitations can affect things such as decisions relating to matters of trial strategy? For example, the presentation of evidence at trial, the examination of witnesses, the decision to call certain witnesses, potential negotiations in terms of a sentence agreement, and additionally arguments made at sentencing. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you consent to attorney Shannon Smith continuing to solely represent defendant Jennifer Crumbley and attorney Mariel Lehman continuing to solely represent you?
Yes.
Have you had the opportunity to consult with your retained counsel as it relates to the issue of your representation?
Yes.
Do you understand that by entering this waiver, you will not be able to raise these issues in an appeal should you be convicted?
Yes.
And have you executed this form that was provided?
He has, Your Honor.
Okay. And you'll provide that to the
May I approach, Your Honor?
Sure. Thank you, Ms. Singh.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. Any additional questions for Mr. Crumbley that come to mind?
Not from the people. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Jennifer Crumbley, could you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down, and would you tell me your full name?
It's Jennifer Lynn Crumbley,
And how old are you?
45.
Can you read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Can you hear and understand me?
Yes.
Could you hear and understand your attorney?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with her advice?
Yes.
You understand that you are also charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter.
Yes.
Do you understand you have the right to conflict-free representation?
Yes.
Although there was formerly joint representation in this case, do you understand that attorney Shannon Smith now represents you and only you,
Yes.
and that attorney Mariel Lehman now only represents defendant James Crumbley?
Yes.
Do you understand that your own interests and your co-defendant's interests may be or may become materially adverse?
Yes.
Do you understand that both your attorney and your co-defendant's attorney have indicated that there is now a conflict of interest between you and your co-defendant?
Yes.
Although there are now separate trials, do you understand that your co-defendant is a former client of your attorney?
Yes.
Do you understand that the duty of confidentiality continues after the client-lawyer relationship has terminated, which means that your attorney still must protect the confidentiality of privileged information provided by your co-defendant?
Yes.
Do you understand that given the duties owed to former clients, your attorney may be limited in their representation? For example, your attorney may not be able to use privileged information obtained from your co-defendant to further your own interests.
Yes.
Do you understand that these limitations can affect things such as decisions related to matters of trial strategy? For example, how evidence is presented, what evidence can be presented, the examination of witnesses, the decisions to call or not call certain witnesses, potential negotiations in terms of a sentence agreement, and arguments made at sentencing.
Yes.
Do you consent to Attorney Shannon Smith continuing to solely represent you and Attorney Mariel Lehman continuing to solely represent Mr. Crumbley?
Yes.
Have you had the opportunity to consult with your retained counsel as it relates to the issue of your representation?
I have.
Do you understand that by entering this waiver, you will not be able to raise these issues in an appeal should you be convicted?
Yes.
All right. And has your client executed the form?
I do have it. May I tender it to the court?
Please. Any further issues for the prosecution?
No, Judge, I believe that covers it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I would say that that's the only issue for today. But for the fact that I have a fourth amended final pretrial order that indicates that the prosecutor shall provide the defendant by December 11th, 2023, a list of witnesses the prosecuting attorney intends to produce at trial, and the defendant shall provide to the prosecutor by December 6th, 2023, their witness list. Has that been provided?
Yes, Your Honor.
It has, Your Honor.
Okay, because it has not been filed. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Could you tender a copy to the court? I'm trying to use that to determine how long the trial will go.
Sure.
Yes, Your Honor, we can do that.
How long do you think this trial will go?
For 3 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks? Okay, is that your guess?
Each, yes, I think
Each.
2 or 3 weeks each, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay, so I suppose the pretrial order doesn't say file it, but if you could provide it to us, I think that'd be helpful.
We can do that, Your Honor.
Absolutely, Judge. I
Right.
believe the next deadline is Monday for jury instructions.
Correct. I, at the moment, can't think of a good reason not to give a special jury instruction, but anything else right now?
Now from the people, Judge, you'll see that from a witness list we filed, I think we gave defense counsel that includes a number of chain and foundation witnesses.
Okay,
I'll work with both counsel as far as stipulation.
okay, good. Good. All right, well, I'll see you all on January 23rd, right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge.
All right.